right, here's the rest of the lesson for our solving inequalities. The next section we're going to talk about is compound inequalities. Compound inequalities are going to be two inequalities that have a word between them. The word's going to be either and or or. And or or. Big difference between the two. An and statement has to find all the values that satisfy both inequalities. I want to know what's going to be for this first one, greater than 3 and less than 5. All the numbers are greater than 3 and less than 5. An or statement, I want to know all the values that satisfy at least one inequality. An and has to satisfy both. An or has to satisfy at least one. So an and, I want what they have in common. An or statement, I want all the answers that will work in at least one. All right, so what we're going to do, I'm going to give you two inequalities and a word between them. We're going to start with all our ands. For your homework, you're going to have more to these that you're going to have to solve first before you graph. But we just want to get the idea of what the graphs look like. So, all right, so I'm going to take the first one. X is greater than 3. To graph x is greater than 3, I'm going to do an open circle to the right, saying 3 does not work, but everything to the right of it does. And then less than 5 is going to be an open circle to the left. All right, so I'm going to graph them just like that on top of each other. Then I'm going to look at it. I want to know where these two inequalities both work. All right, so I'm going to look over here. If I pick 2, 2 greater than 3? No. But 2 is less than 5, but I have to have both of them, so this is not a good section. I'm going to pick a number in here like 4. 4 is greater than 3, that works. 4 is less than 5, that works. So all the numbers in the middle are going to work in both of them. And over here on the right, since I only have one line above it, it only works in one. All right, so what I want is the area where those two lines intersect each other, which is the middle. And I'm going to think the number 3. Is 3 greater than 3? Doesn't work, so I'm going to put an open circle. Is 5 less than 5? That doesn't work either, so I'm going to keep the two open circles. And my answers are going to be all the numbers, decimals, fractions, everything between 3 and 5, not counting each one. So the idea is we're going to graph both and find out where they intersect. All right, the second one says x is less than 3 and x is greater than 5. All right, so I'm going to go over here on the left side. Only satisfies 1, so that's not a good area. The middle doesn't satisfy any. To the right only satisfies 1, so that doesn't work. Since these do not intersect, we're going to say that this compound inequality has no solution. It does not intersect each other. They have to intersect for an and statement. And the last one, open circle to the right, open circle to the right on both of them. For an and statement, I want to know where they intersect. All right, over here on the right, or left side, I'm sorry, the left side, they don't intersect. The middle, I only have one, doesn't intersect. The right side, I have both. So what I'm going to do is 5, the number 5 only works in this bottom one, not the top one. So my answer is going to be open circle to the right, because that's where these two graphs intersect. This one is where those two graphs intersect. And over here on the right, they don't intersect at all. So an and statement, you're going to graph both inequalities in the correct order and find out where they intersect. An or statement, I want everything I can get, every possible answer. So I'm going to go less than 3, greater than 5. And my thought here is, where do I get any answer that works? Over here on the left, less than 3, I get answers that are good. The numbers in between 3 and 5 don't work anywhere. And to the right of 5 works in this one. So these two graphs are my answers, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to circle both of them. For an or inequality, I want as many answers as I can get. All right, the next one. We're going to say an open circle to the right, open circle to the right. If I'm going too fast, every once in a while pause it, rewind it, listen to it again. Don't just go at my speed if it doesn't work. All right, so I graph both. Over here to the left, nothing works. In the middle, they work in the bottom one. And to the right, they work in both. So I'm looking for the area that they work in at least one, and they work in at least one to the right of 3, not counting 3. I'm looking for every answer I can get, the most I can get. This last one, open circle to the right, open circle to the left. All right, look, over here on the left, yes, it works in the top one. In the middle, it works in both. In the right, it works in the bottom one. All right, the number 3 itself doesn't work in the bottom one, but it works in the top. The number 5 does not work in the top, but it works in the bottom. So that means it works everywhere. All real numbers, everything will work. Doesn't matter what number you pick, any real number is going to make this inequality true. Last one. Compound inequality. This automatically, when it's written as one statement, is going to be an and. If you wanted to, you could take this apart, solve both, graph both, and go from there. But that's way too much work. All right, we're going to treat this as an equation. I'm going to solve for y. All right, the first thing I'm going to do to get my y alone, I need to get rid of the 2. So I'm going to subtract the 2 from the middle, the right, and the left. I'm going to do it from all 3 places, middle, left, and right. So I have 9 is less than 3y, which is less than or equal to 18. Now I need to get rid of that 3. 3 is less than y, which is less than or equal to 6. All right, now this graph, once we solve it, because we didn't take it apart, just solved it the way it was, is going to be an easy one to graph. What this says is I want all the y values between 3 and 6. The y's that are between 3 and 6 will work, where 3 does not, because it's not equal to, and 6 does. So I want to start it to the right of 3, go up and count 6, and I want everything between. So if I can get it written like this as one statement, that's a between. I want all the numbers between 3, not counting 3, up to 6 and counting 6. So it's an open circle to a closed circle. All right, so that's the rest of it. The big idea. An and statement, you want where they intersect. An or statement, you want everything you can get. All right, so your homework, which is this. Don't worry about the quiz. We'll talk about the quiz next class. We're still trying to get everything rolling. Only odds. All right, so let's do the best we can. If you have questions, talk to me. Let me know what's going on. All right, have a great day.